going on for quite a while. So I would like to introduce Angela Seifer again, and Adrian Furness, who is the head of the Benton Institute for Broadband and Society. And do you want to say?
I'm going to say a few words and then hand it over to her.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Laura. Before I started NDIA, I wanted to do work in this field, but there wasn't really money to do work in this field. So friends and colleagues would tease me about how my email address would kept changing. You know, I'd get a fellowship there for a little bit, I'd get a contract here for a little bit, I'd get a part-time job over there for a little bit, because there was no full-time job to do this work. Well, there was. I had that for about 13 months, and that ended because then they ran out of money too. But every step in that way, along that way, there was this gentleman, Charles Benton, who was very supportive of me in these weird little ways that I was trying to make a difference in this field that didn't quite exist yet. When I would show up at technology conference or in broadband conferences, and he was just always very supportive. As I tried to do things on my own, he would read drafts and give me feedback, and he was just supportive of this general idea of what we're all doing right now. And Charles Benton passed away in 2015, just as we were figuring out how to create this thing called NDIA. So when we held our first conference in 2016, we named our Digital Equity Award after Charles Benton because he was so meaningful to me and to all of us at that time. And then, so I went to his daughter, Adrienne, had taken over his work at what is now called the Benton Institute, and we had this discussion about creating this award in Charles's name. And so we now do this every year together, NDIA and the Benton Institute, and it's an amazing collaboration, being able to identify people in the community that we want to lift up, and it's just really, really heartwarming every time. So the award celebrates commitment and leadership in furthering digital inclusion, from promoting the ideal of accessible and affordable communications technology for all Americans to crafting programs and policies that make it a reality. Since 2016, we have recognized 15 digital equity champions, some of whom are in the room. You know what? Hey, if you're a digital equity champion, maybe you should stand up. Yeah? Oh, there's a few here. Fabulous, thank you so much. And we are thrilled to welcome this year's remarkable attendees. I'm also incredibly grateful for the hard work of the selection committee for this, led by Pamela Rosales from the NDIA team. Pamela, where are you? Yes, thank you, Pamela. And the Benton Institute's Grace Tepper. Grace, are you here also? There's Grace. So they together led this committee that saw all of you nominate an unprecedented number of your peers for this award. I also want to thank Catherine Craig-O'Blanton, Angie Cooper, Shauna Edson, Rebecca Koima, Caitlin Kavaman, Miles Miller, and Gwen Weaver for their participation in that selection committee. Now let me turn the mic over to Adrienne Furness, my friend, my collaborator. NDIA is fortunate to have Benton Institute as a partner, not only with this award, but really in everything we do.
I think I have to do a little mic adjustment. I always say to Angela when I stand next to her that she may be small of stature, but she is not small on vision. And of course, I look out at this crowd. I was at the 2016 when it was 150 people in the Kansas City Public Library, and I just want you all to give an incredible round of applause to Angela and her team, because look at what they've created, right? So I love being back in Philly. My daughter went to grad school here. And so I'm going to start a little bit about talking about place as a way to set up introducing our really incredible awardees this year. So over the past couple of years, we at the Benton Institute have been thinking a great deal about vision. Now, not Benton's vision, mind you, but the visions of digital equity that states have been tasked with crafting as part of the Digital Equity Act programs. So I am thrilled to be here in Philadelphia with you all this week at the birthplace of our nation, a place where powerful visions for a country were crafted. Here, representatives of what would be the original states gathered to declare, and I know most of you can recite this with me, that the unalienable rights of all men include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, what strikes me about this powerful vision is that our rights go beyond the right to stay alive. We have a right to agency, to decide the best course for our lives, to pick our priorities, professions, and our homes. Now, I'm not so naive as to believe that just declaring these unalienable rights means that we all get to enjoy them. But a vision also crafted here begins in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice. Our nation, our democracy, of course, is always a work in progress. Now, that work is not reserved for those who are down the road at the place that became the capital after Philadelphia. That is work that falls to all of us, and I think many times during this conference we've asked you all to participate by letting your policymakers at all levels of government know what you're thinking and how you're feeling about what they're doing. Today, we celebrate people who have embraced this work, making major contributions by empowering our most vulnerable neighbors so they too have the tools and the skills they need for civic and cultural participation, employment, lifelong learning, health care, and access to essential services. These champions nurture agency and will it, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm going to first introduce Karimullah Kamwar as the 2024 Charles Benton Digital Equity Emerging Leader Champion. So like great many historical American figures, Karim arrived here from somewhere else. He brought his family from Afghanistan to settle in Syracuse. And like these same great historical American figures, Karim didn't just settle for a better life for his family. His work helps improve the lives of so many in his community. Under his leadership, the Syracuse Northeast Community Center built an inclusive, multicultural team, including 4 digital navigators. He has integrated this work with other essential services offered through the community center in order to build true self-reliance. These include a food pantry, employment program, youth senior program, and health connections. He and his team speak a collective 10 languages and have served over 500 participants in the first year. The program has been hailed by Syracuse's mayor and common council, as well as funders across the region. Karimullah's work is marked by compassion, listening, collaboration, strong leadership, and an eye toward always doing more. Please welcome our Digital Equity Emerging Leader. Karim, please come to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I express my sincere gratitude to NDIA and the Benton Institute for Broadband Society, and my heartfelt thanks go to the Syracuse Northeast Community Center for implementing this impactful program, and a special appreciation for the City of Syracuse for funding and donating our program. In December 2021, my family and I immigrated from Afghanistan to the US, and we settled in Syracuse. At the first days of living in the US, we faced with many challenges, especially with digital walls. So at the same time, we saw the other neighbors and refugee communities also suffering with digital walls, like simple tasks, making an appointment, using public transportation, shopping online, or doing other things seems very difficult. So my family and I embarked on a journey of learning digital apps. Then we start assisting other refugees and our neighbors. When I had interviewed at the position of digital empowerment manager, during the interview they asked me how you can start this program. So I responded them, I start this job already. I'm very thankful of my executive director, Mr. Brian Fay, and his team that he trusted me with this responsibility. When I started this job, I decided to recruit 4 digital navigators from different types of the community. Overall, we are providing sessions in 10 different languages, and so far there is about 700 participants in our program. The other things, so we thought if we teach them in their native language, they will learn very fast and it will accelerate the program outcomes. At the same time, we are trying to inspire the participants to share their skills with their family members, neighbors, and friends. I remember a woman, she was 65 years old, she was also immigrated from Iraq to the Syracuse. So when she completed the education, the course, she volunteered to teach her neighbors and friends and family. And it was the moment that I was the witness of empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested to help refugee, please teach them the digital apps at first. It is the beginning of an empowerment and new life for the refugees. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I agree. Thank you so much, everybody. Amazing, amazing journey. Anyway, and this is, thank you all for that incredible support for Kareem. Today, so we're honoring actually 2 people as the 2024 Charles Benton Digital Equity Champions. And the first is Norma Fernandez, the CEO of Everyone On. So Norma joined Everyone On in 2013 to increase impact in underserved communities of color by connecting people to the internet. Norma became CEO in late 2019, think about the timing there, and found herself leading Everyone On during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think she got even busier because during that time, she grew and diversified the board and staff, created a strategic framework for the organization, oversaw the implementation of the organization's first ever Digital Skills Academy, a training program for individuals and organizations. This has resulted in more funds raised from diverse sources, new partnerships, and expansion in Los Angeles, the Bay Area, and Milwaukee. In addition, under Norma's leadership, Everyone On has facilitated access to broadband to more than 400,000 households across the country. They've distributed thousands of computers and trained more than 4,500 people in person and virtually. All evidence that Norma has a relentless commitment to digital equity. Norma is passionate about social justice and helping all communities thrive, drawing from her experience as the daughter of Mexican immigrants, a first-generation college student, and an active volunteer in her community. Please let me welcome to the stage Norma Fernandez.
My goodness, thank you so much. I'm deeply grateful for this honor, Angela and Adrian. I too was at the first Net Inclusion Summit in Kansas City, and it's true we were meeting in library rooms for all the sessions. So it's so amazing to be back here and see this huge group. Kudos to everybody that has just really committed to this issue because it's so critical, as we heard from Karim. So thank you for all that you do at your respective organizations. I want to take a moment and really share that while this moment is a celebration of my efforts, and I will definitely relish in it, it really is a reminder of the importance of our work, not just at Everyone On, but our collective efforts. Despite the countless hours that we've all spent signing someone up for ACP, collecting survey responses to inform state digital equity plans, fundraising, and letting funders know that this is a critical issue, we know that the work is because it goes beyond getting more people online. Really, our collective efforts play a crucial role in cultivating confidence, nurturing growth, and igniting inspirations. And the ripple effects are beyond. When people are fortified with the confidence and fueled by their dreams, the resulting benefits are not only personal, but extend exponentially, enriching the lives of those that we directly serve, but also their families, the communities that they live in, and society as a whole. That's why we're here. I was recently reminded of this when I conducted multiple interviews and surveys with women who participated in our digital skills training program called Digital Connections. This is what they had to share with me when I asked them how they felt after participating in our digital skills training program. And I hope you don't mind, I'm going to read a few quotes because they're just so powerful. One woman in Los Angeles shared with me, "I learned that it's never too late to learn a skill. And with what I learned, I can help other people in my community and in my home as well." Another woman in Los Angeles said, "I feel more alive, like I started to explore a new world I didn't know existed before." And the last one, the one that really pulls on my heartstrings, is, "I learned to have more love for myself." And this is just from participating in a digital skills training where she learned how to use email, learned how to use different applications. And such testimonials speak to the power of digital inclusion. And this is why we must continue to advocate for just policies, pilot models that create ubiquitous connectivity, cultivate effective cross-sector partnerships, elevate the voices and experiences of those that have been disproportionately affected by the digital divide, and really push back on this idea of scaling digital resilience. We cannot scale anything if we don't build trust with community, if we don't center equity, and appropriately fund organizations to be able to do this work in the long run. Lastly, I can't imagine doing this work without amazing partners, supporters, and funders. Thank you so much. Many of you are here in the room. Thank you so much for being our partners and believing in us. And I definitely can't imagine doing this work without my amazing team at Everyone On. If you could raise your hand. If you want experts on the issue, go to this team. We are just a collective of amazing humans. I feel so fortunate to work with them and everybody that has come before it, Everyone On, and also our board of directors. You all are rock stars. And again, thank you so much for this recognition.
You know, we've been talking about the power of storytelling, and Norma has done some extraordinary research, which she'll be releasing, which is going to really highlight the voices of the people that she's helped to make some larger points about many of the things that she talked about. So, last but not least, we're going to finally honor Renaissance 21 founder and program director, Adrienne Prusinski. She has been a digital equity and inclusion warrior for more than 15 years, working to close STEM equity gaps for youth at the grassroots level from Seattle to Ecuador. Given difficulties in her journey as a Black woman learning STEM, she sought to empower other underrepresented youth as a STEM teacher. However, she found that programs frequently lack resources and infrastructure. In response, Adrienne founded StarTech Global Academy 10 years ago to provide a novel approach to STEM that focuses on digital skills and access for teens. Adrienne helps at-risk and underrepresented youth pursue digital equity work with workshops that teach digital literacy. There they're learning to use applications and communications technology in community-focused projects. The students directly enrich the community, helping local minority-owned businesses and students to enhance or create their own professional websites. Addressing access gaps, students receive a laptop or a tablet reward upon completion of their projects. Participants are connected with comprehensive resources from food and shelter to computer labs and high bandwidth broadband. And as many of you know, this is a much needed holistic approach if we're going to really reach these at-risk and underrepresented peoples. So Adrienne, please come up and tell us all further about your work.
Thank you so much. I'll be using my digital phone here for my notes. Thank you for that introduction. To be considered for the 2024 Charles Benton Digital Equity Champion Award, to be given national recognition amongst so many deserving digital equity warriors in this room is a great honor and a privilege. The Benton Institute and the National Digital Inclusion Alliance have my deepest appreciation. When writing my acknowledgments, a saying came to mind that's had many forms over the years. Nothing for us without us. When writing my acknowledgments, I kept in mind a key focus of our model at StarTech Global Academy, which is to center the voices of the community we serve. To manifest that here, our participants did give me some permission to share a few quotes, gems of joy, if you will, that I hope you'll feel also. The first quote is, "I would like to say thank you to everyone because you guys gave me the confidence to want to further pursue my dreams." This is from Nerdine, age 16. First, my team, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the brilliant and outstanding 100% volunteer board of Renaissance 21 and StarTech Global Academy. Their expertise and passion to make a local community impact into a national and global movement helped bring this moment to fruition. Another quote, I am very grateful to be a part of this program, and a big takeaway from my experience in this program is to say yes to new opportunities that come your way, because it could lead you to something great. That's from Fardoza, age 18. Second, our supporters. My team and I are so deeply grateful to family, friends, the community businesses, many individual donors, underrepresented STEAM professionals that volunteer, foundations and institutions that continue to support our grassroots work, enabling the progress that is recognized today. Another quote, "Thank you so much for sharing your story. I learned a lot and I'm super inspired. I got a really lot of useful information." Now this is from Ty, age 17. Ty was referencing our wraparound services. It turns out developing digital skills is a lot harder if you're wondering where your next meal is coming from. Comprehensive solutions are critical. Basic resources, nutrition, transportation, peers, role models, mentors, teachers, then equipment and curriculum. Innovate, measure, pivot, adapt, repeat. Nothing for us without us. To date, 100% of our program participants, 100%, I'm going to repeat that, have experienced a rise in self-esteem and perceived potential. And as you all know, there is so much more work to be done, more people to be reached. And I'm going to tell you, StarTech Global Academy is growing every year better and better than the last, and we've got this energy. I'm feeling it 2024, okay? So please reach out to me, let's collaborate, participate in our energy. One last quote. "Thank you for showing me that I am able to do stuff and be Black. Even though money may be a problem, you can go around it. So thank you for making my eyes see clearly." Thank you, everybody.